Jonathan, I was wondering if you could just kind of walk through the run up to practice this morning, when the guys started arriving and all the things that maybe you had to do the day that you wouldn't normally do on a first day of camp.
I got you. Yeah. I think the earliest guys were showing up, it was about 6:15 to get tested. And we wrapped up the entire team and staff by, I think it was about 7:45. And so after that completed, I think we started meetings around 8:10, did some meetings, special teams and position wise, did a quick walkthrough. And then we were out there just over an hour and a half.
Was everyone cleared to practice?
Yeah, they were. It's amazing how quick they can turn these things around. Like I'm saying, we got the clear by 8:15 when we were counting on taking longer than that.
How would you compare the readiness of the players for this camp at the outset of this camp for two other camps that you've gone through?
I actually feel good about it. Like the lead up time we had the last few weeks of getting some individual attention, coaches could be out there coaching them, doing some skill development. I think that's paid off. So I think it looked sharp. I mean, you specifically like on offense, like throwing the ball, catching the ball, the timing. I thought it was actually a little bit better for a day one than maybe in the years past.
Hey, Coach, what was it like to be out there to see all of your guys together on the field for the first time in such a long time? What was that like for you?
Yeah, a bunch of energy. You could tell how excited they were to be flying around and finally getting to compete against each other again, be together. Having a bright light now at the end of the tunnel in regards to a schedule. These guys felt awesome. They really did. Going out there, watching coaches coach and the guys play with great energy. So that's why we only went an hour and a half, knowing that they were going to have that great energy and being cognizant of the load on the body from at the start.
For all you football guys being away for so long and not knowing you were going to even have anything going on in the fall, how much are you really appreciating this limited amount of time that you guys have to get ready for this first game and knowing that, kind of the healthiest might be the team that does best off by the end of the year here?
Yeah, I think health is going to be a big part of it. But it is a dramatic change in regards to emotions from having the thought of you ain't going to play a game till possibly January or February, and for it to flip around like it did, it was just it's a great feeling for everyone involved.
Jonathan, when will you be able to start hitting, and how much hitting will you do in camp?
Yeah, we're going to be able to put shoulder pads on Sunday, and then get into full pads middle of next week. And then we're going to treat it pretty similar to a training camp that we've done in the past. We're going to do a few live scrimmages. We're going to live tackle and go. And again, cognizant of the balance of trying to get these guys in game shape and ready to play well at the same time healthy. But we're treating it pretty similar to previous camps.
What was your number one concern heading into camp?
Yeah, some of it was the kind of the true conditioning, how long they were able to practice. And so we got our eyes on that. Like I'm getting at, I think some of the skill and the timing and the assignments are probably ahead of schedule. But in regards to their overall conditioning, that's the one we got our eyes closest on.
Does it seem like that conditioning is kind of where you would want it to be at this point, or is it kind of too early to tell?
After one day, I think it's a little early to tell. We're just going to ease into it here first 3, 4, 5 practices, and then try to go pretty good for a couple weeks. And after that time, then tone it down a bit leading into our first game.
How many guys were limited today?
Not many. I'm trying to think. Like everyone was going. Tavis Shippen was limited just from an illness part that he'd been dealing with, but he was out there and doing some things, and I think that's it.
So Whitley really is about the only guy that was.
Oh yeah, Whitley is. Yeah, he was not
right. Yeah,
going today. Yeah.
Was Nashawn Wright a full go, Coach?
He was. We're just in helmets today, but he was, and he moved around. He moved around pretty well. We're being careful with him, selective on, what he needs these first couple of days back, but he was cleared to go.
Seems like one of the Go ahead.
I was just curious, as you're talking about injuries, Addison Gums and Jeremy Reichner, are they both full speed now too?
Yeah, Gums moved around pretty good, and he is. He's another guy we'll have our eyes on, especially when we get into doing some pads and things of that nature. But we, just like any guy coming off a long-term injury, we're being smart. Even though sometimes I don't feel all that smart sometimes, but
Jonathan, it seems like one of the advantages you guys have is the continuity of your coaching staff. What are a couple of specific examples of how that's an advantage for you, what you're seeing in camp that kind of leads to that being an advantage for you?
Yeah, I think one, it's we're the same continuity on staff, meaning the same schemes you're running, and it just the finer details of the techniques getting taught. The coaches have been in the scheme for a couple of years and say they know some of the points they need to emphasize even more. I think they know the roster better. They know their position group better and where their skill sets lie, what motivates them the best, how they learn the best. They've got longer relationship with, so I think there's a great foundation of trust amongst the coach to player. So all of that, I think, is a benefit from continuity.
Up until game week, do you plan to go every day except Mondays?
Yeah, that's the plan. We kind of put it together with, normal training camp. We'd move days off around, but now that we're a little bit later, school has started, trying to have a consistent schedule for those guys for the classroom. So yeah, Mondays will be the day off. Besides the first game week, we'll go on Tuesday with the election and voting.
I was going to ask about defensive tackle too. Where without Whitley out there, where does that stand for you guys at that?
Yeah, we got some guys. I mean, obviously with Hodge coming back, his third year, he's there and he looks good. Simon looks as good as he's been in regards to his body, and I feel great about those two guys. And then we got some other answers with James Rawls and Shippen coming along. Cody Anderson has gotten some reps. Alex Skelton has come along. Evan Bennett is coming back for his second year and looks good. So we feel we got some guys that can go in there and continue to compete and grow.
Jonathan, given that you don't have anybody necessarily that same size and skill set that Jordan has, is it going to be a by committee thing in terms of trying to get that right amount of guys in there?
Yeah, I mean, we rotate the D-line in general with Witt as well. I mean, there's games then Witt didn't play as much as some of the other guys. So at that position, you got to be able to rotate. You got to have, 4 to 5 guys that can go in the game and play just for, conditioning.
Trevon, what was the morning like today? The kind of some of the differences that you went through versus other camps, just leading up to getting out to the practice field.
Just having to, maintain that social distance. Guys can't get too close on the sideline because they're watching stuff like that. Just how we have to operate in the building at all times. But in terms of actual practice, thought day one was good. We look like a team who's heading into year 3, so I'm excited to, just be back out here and be playing football again.
How was the physical readiness of the players versus other camps at the start of other camps?
I mean, obviously we didn't have, the same amount of time to prepare prior to starting, but, I feel like guys look good, guys are, excited to be out there. So we're flying around. Me and Tristan just got done talking. Said the speed was really good. Seems like guys were, having fun. So it was good. Good day one.
What was your impression of what you saw from the quarterbacks today?
It was good. Didn't miss really any throws. I think we were, perfect in routes on air. I think we did, really good against the defense in the red zone 7-on-7. We were one of the better teams in, red zone last year in the country. So coming out starting, I thought the quarterbacks were looking sharp.
Coach Smith mentioned that you guys he thought the timing and the consistency with the offense was something that stood out to him today. Yeah. Do you feel that was different than in past day ones?
Yeah, definitely. We've been doing a lot of routes on air and just extra work trying to, catch up or, to get ready to play. But yeah, we look sharp, man. I mean, we were probably like 80-90% against the defense in terms of completions. We looked really good, man.
Trevon, one of the advantages Oregon State seems to have is the continuity of the coaching staff. You haven't lost hardly any coaches the last 3 years. What are a couple of examples that you see in practice, with having the same coaches there as last year and the year before?
Probably the size of the installs and the amount of plays we're able to head into camp with compared to if you're learning a new system, you're probably only going into camp with a few plays that you're trying to get ready for. But we probably installed about a third, maybe half of the playbook. So yeah, we're efficient. We know what we're doing. We look like a team who's been doing it. So we just got to keep this momentum going and see where it takes us.
Coaching staff. What's maybe a specific reason or two that you see for that being an advantage in camp? What advantage do you have to having a coaching staff that's been around for pretty much 3 years?
Same teaching the same language, everyone speaking the same language, learning the same techniques, just getting better at it, crafting instead of learning something totally new. You're just working on what you already knew and keep improving that way.
Avery, as a whole, how excited was the body language of the guys just to be able to get back out there again?
I think it was exciting. I think everybody brought a little extra juice today. Just been the first day out there. It's usually the biggest day of camp, except for the first day of pads. That's probably the only time you get more exciting than it was today.
Avery, what was the testing routine kind of like this morning? Is it weird getting used to that before practice?
It's quick, so it's not as bad. It would suck if it was one of the things that took a long time, but you get in and out, you get tested, and they get the results right away. So it's just part of the routine now.
With kind of having that and practice and class now and everything, does the schedule feel a little packed these days?
Not really. Because we're in school, it's not a traditional fall camp, so it's not the 24-hour thing where we're just here all day. It's just football meetings, then we're on with our day doing whatever we have to do.
Avery, how much earlier are you having to get to the facility to go through all the protocol and whatnot versus what you maybe did last year?
Like I said, it's fast, it's quick. It takes literally probably 2 minutes, if that, to do. So you just come in, you go right away. Everyone has different times, so you come in at your time, you get it done, and you're on with your day.
Hey, Avery, talk to us a little bit about what maybe the past couple months have looked like for you guys.
We've just been working out, little OTAs here and there, just pretty much just workouts, trying to get back in shape, getting ready to play because season's fast. It's coming up really quick. You don't got that whole time that you usually have to prepare. So this camp is really important.
Do you feel like you guys are a little behind where you normally would be as far as being in shape, or do you feel pretty good?
I feel pretty good. I feel like we're one of the few places that wasn't affected too bad. So since we've been back in the summer, we've had constant workouts the whole time. Even when Pac-12 canceled, we still were working out every day. So I think we're probably in better shape than we would be right now.